Venezuela's interior minister says none of the more than 200 jailed deportees being held in a prison in El Salvador are members of the notorious Venezuelan gang known as Tren de Aragua. CBS News was the first to obtain an internal government list that includes the names of 238 men who were on those flights. The White House claims they are all violent gang members, but in addition to Venezuelan officials, family members and lawyers for some of the deportees are casting doubts on the validity of those claims. An attorney tracking the case of the deportees says at least 44 of the individuals who appear on that list do not have criminal records in the U.S. or Venezuela. And this afternoon, a hearing is taking place in Washington where a U.S. district judge who attempted to block the deportations under the 1798 law known as the Alien Enemies Act is calling on the Trump administration to provide detailed information about last weekend's flights. The Justice Department handed over a late court filing last night answering some of his questions. The judge said the Justice Department evaded its obligations with a woefully insufficient response. President Trump weighed in on the legal fight earlier from the Oval Office.
We can't let a judge say that he wants him. He didn't run for president. He didn't get much more than 80 million votes. And we just can't let that happen. It'd be so bad for our country.
CBS News Department of Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane is at the courthouse and joins us now on the phone. Scott, what are we expecting from today's hearing?
It's going to begin in about 20 minutes, Lindsay, here at the federal court in Washington, D.C. It's the one just down the street from the U.S. Capitol. It's the Chief Judge, James Boasberg, having a hearing to update where things stand in what has become a landmark standoff between the administration, the executive branch, and him in the judicial branch. He has issued a series of orders, and he has made this claim in his orders so far that those orders are being rejected or disobeyed or disregarded by the administration. We'll see what he brings up with the Department of Justice here today as he seeks answers to questions about when the flights took off last Saturday, when they cleared U.S. airspace, and when they landed, and why his order that they turn around was not complied with.
So multiple deadlines have been set by the judge for the administration to comply. Is the administration still arguing it can withhold information via this state secrets privilege?
That's the indication we're getting from their filings. We'll see if they say so declaratively during the courthouse today. But in their latest series of court filings that are public, they're indicating they're still trying to invoke this state secret argument to hold the information back from the judge. And that may be an argument they want to employ, but the judge has said in so many words, we have classified rooms in which you can give me this information, and they will remain state secrets. These things happen in court all the time. What's more, the Department of Justice is just missing deadlines here. There are time frames they have to respond by. They're not hitting they're not turning the assignment in as it's due. And that has ruffled the feathers of the judge, and we'll see if he addresses that today, too.
Are you getting a sense from your own reporting, from legal experts that you're talking to, that this case could go all the way up to the high court?
Sure could. There's any number of things that you could challenge here, but I think the Trump administration is keen on getting this whole issue of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which it has invoked to deport these alleged Venezuelan gang members. They'd like the Supreme Court to weigh in on it so as to liberate the Trump administration to use it wider and broader in different parts of America. But there are also smaller issues, micro issues, that the judge here himself is supposed to address without going to the Supreme Court, like the temporary restraining orders, like the issues to pause the actions that are happening here in the meantime before this gets to the Supreme Court. And that's what they're battling over right now, Lindsay.
Scott MacFarlane, keep us posted. Thank you so much.